when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to the living index, the happiness living index of people, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu always vie each other for the second position. So sometimes it is Gujarat, sometimes it is Tamil Nadu, the positions reverse. This is one state which is blessed with every kind of nature, every kind of geography. You have river, you have a huge big coastline, you have spiritually renowned temples, multilinguist people, acceptability. The acceptability quotient of the people of Tamil Nadu is extremely high. That is why this state commands, or that's why this state could have chief ministers whose language or mother tongue was not the mother tongue originally from belonging to this state. And I myself, I have been born and brought up here in this particular state. My origins are from a different state, but then the acceptability is what has brought to me to this position, which is unparalleled. I can say from my central council experience, it is extremely difficult. So this is one of the proud heritage of this state. And this building which you are sitting here, sir, it is one of the very ancient, I must say, in the institute's hierarchy, one of the earliest of the regional councils to have its own headquarters. We were in the town area, which is almost very near to my office, some 5 kilometers from there. And those days when we came here, we did not have this Pakka road in which you came today. It used to be called as village of Nungambakam. And there was a huge debate as to why we should move from town area and come to a village where there is no Pakka road also. And today, as I premised you in the room when we were sitting here, the land alone of this particular infrastructure here is about 200 crores value, the land alone. And this premises has produced giants, legends, I must say. Chartered accountants who have gone on to become who's who. I can reel out names, but then for the paucity of time, I am not doing it. So this particular premises has a culture, has a value, and all of us have a passion here. As a student, I have walked there many times. When I first came here, I fell in love with the infrastructure. With the people, I can tell you, sir, the staff who are working in the southern region, you will find them extremely compassionate. You will find them very, very helpful, and you will find them very, very dedicated and knowledgeable as far as ICAI matters are concerned. And very next year, when you will become the secretary of a committee of your choice, you will get an opportunity to work with the southern region staff also. And the warmth that you will receive from them is what you will feel what I am talking now. So, esteemed friends, since this is first time he is coming here, I thought I should brief him about the heritage, the culture, the geography of this particular state. Sir, politics apart, this is the best state in India. And politics is also best. I can tell you, we always go and join those forces who suit our requirement, so that our things get resolved. In fact, let me also tell you, sir, culturally, spiritually, you will find true spiritualism in this state. On the one shore, you have temples in Kumbakonam. Very close by, you have Velankanni, which is Mother Mary's cathedral is there. And very closer to that, you will find the Nagur Dargah, which is very, very popular among the Islamic fraternity. And the Zoroastrian fire temple is there here. There's a fire temple. You go to Armenian Street, people from Armenia who came, they created that street, what is called as Armenian Street. you have a fire temple here, which people go and worship of that particular clan and community. They are very, very less. They are very highly, you can count them in fingers. So that is the spiritual history of this state. And one more spiritual history is, you will find non-believers also. You will find people who don't believe in God in this state equally respected among the believers. So that is the culture and history of this state. And so before you talk to this audience, I must tell you all these things so that you form a wonderful opinion of the place, of the city, of the state where you are sitting today. I welcome you, sir, and on behalf of the institute, I take proud privilege in welcoming you with a traditional shawl. Sir, please come and please honor him with the shawl.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very warm welcome and a very warm hospitality. I had came to Chennai several times, but to the institute, this building, this is my first time. And I'm very happy to meet all of you, to understand that, yes, I totally agree with you, sir, that Chennai and the south part of the country is the intellectual capital of the entire country. We all discuss about it, we talk about it, and that's why, when I was asked this topic, I hope my voice is audible to all of you. When I was asked this topic, the purpose of giving this topic was to have a very small gathering. I could have given a topic called how to automate your office. How to get your office management done at the click of a button. How to make sure that you get opportunities across the globe. If I have said all of this, and I can go on saying all of these, if I would have said all of this, there would be 100, 200, I've always done this in global outsourcing, and how you can make your office completely paperless, how you can manage your work anytime from anywhere, how you can get information done at the click of a button, how you can take your firm 10x. So those are all magnetic words which might have brought in a lot of people over here. But the idea was, and that's the reason, sir, I'm telling you why the audience sitting over here are highly intellectual, is this has a very silent meaning to it. Because all of that what we are going to talk is dependent on what we are discussing today, is to drive that change. And I'm going to discuss all of that during my presentation. All what I've said as a topic is going to be discussed, but I never wanted to say all of that because I wanted to check that if a person is attracted with this, they will automatically get that. So this is all about how we can achieve professional success using technology and what is more important today. So I think there must be some expectations from all of you while coming over here, that what is that which I'm going to learn today? I can see a mix of seniors, lady members, young chartered accountants, and many others. What are those one expectation, if you can share with me, which you are expecting from here? Because let me share my journey. I qualified in the year 1998. It had been 27 years of my professional journey, completely non-traditional. Like when we are working together in many, many agendas and all of that, but I always worked on areas which were completely non-traditional. So I started my journey with a traditional practice that I started working for international clients. I started looking into how the profession has changed and how the client is now expecting more of a value, more of a system wherein they say that we don't need a compliance officer, we need someone who we can rely upon. So the world is, welcome Ramajan. So the world is changing. It's changing at a very, very rapid stage, and I think all of us knows and understands that if we don't change with the change in times, it is like either you perish or you prosper. And that's where this entire fundamental goes. I'll just quickly go through few slides, but then the objective with which we are talking today needs to be answered. Or what are those 5 problems you are having in your office? Let me tell you if you don't answer me. The one thing is, I have papers around all over. How can I get all of that in a single place, right? We can take a note of all of this, and I'm assuring you, in next 45 minutes to an hour or whatever time you allow me, unless and until you don't allow me to go, I will not go anywhere. You have a question that I have a work around, and I'm telling every person that you have to do this every day. Believe me, I manage my office and I only work 30 minutes in a day. And I have a 100 people company, and everything is managed on my cell phone. And I can share with you how you also can do that. That is what and this is why I have not written those as a topic. Because I wanted to understand all of you that once you understand this, this is most important thing, that if you change, if you adapt. When he was talking about, Rajinder sir was talking about acceptability. I will slightly change that word to say adaptability. That's the first foremost thing we need to understand. It's a very, very tough journey, sir. Adaptability is the biggest and the toughest journey which we all have to work upon. I'll give you an example. We all have done bank audit, right? We all are doing auditing and everything. And we always say that we want a big printout before we understand things. We want to color that on a piece of paper. Unless until we don't color, we don't put some pencil marks on it, or we don't put some apostrophe on it, or we don't underline it, or we don't color it, we say, no, that satisfaction is not coming. All of a sudden, I come to you and say, you know what? Now you have to work on a PDF file. And you have to do the colors on that PDF file. And you have to do all the notings on that PDF file. That's an adaptability. That is this is just one small example I'm trying to share with you. That how will you jump from a level where you are used to, putting or marking everything on a piece of paper or a pen, to a level where you are going to get into a PDF file and working onto that PDF file. So that is called a small little example of adaptability. And doing that transformation, a habit of now working around. I can give you hundreds of examples related to that. But this is the journey which will allow you to transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And it's a very, very tough journey. Trust me. I have gone through this journey, and this journey, once you start walking in, when many of you may have a question, Sanjeev, there is so much going on with technology. So many things happening. Now these guys are coming up and threatening us to say AI is coming up, everything is going to change, the whole world is going to vanish, we are going to get things done at the click of a button. We feel scared. Like, I am also 27 years old, he's a young guy, and all of them makes us scared to say, everything is going to be taken over by us. What are we going to do? And even if we want to do it, how fast can we do? How can we match that speed of change? How can we match with that speed of transformation? The answer to that question is, start walking. If you just start thinking, wow, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, nothing is going to happen. Start with that one step, and I'll tell you all of what are those one small step which you need to do. But start with that first step. So the first and foremost thing, let me start the journey, is the objective of today's is driving change, because if you don't change, someone will change you. As simple as that. Now what is that change? How are you going to drive that change is becoming a change maker to your organization as well as to your client. Don't label yourself just as a person who is just an auditor. You are a change maker and you are going to change your organization as well as you are going to change the client's organization as well. By driving change, by going forward and making sure that every day I am bringing some change, and all of you sitting over here can do it. A very senior person of the age of 84 years, Nirupam Haldar. Anyone who have heard his name? No. He was a past chairman of EIRC at the age of 84 years. I was doing his advanced Excel class. And I was training on pivot table, power query, and all those advanced formula. And he walked in and he was sitting right in front. And I asked him a question, sir, what are you doing over here? And then he said, well, you will not. And he had a very loud voice. He never used to take the microphone. He's no more today. He has donated 1 crore rupee to the institute, after his death. So that is the background. You can check it from Google. So he was sitting and he used to like me a lot. And you are not allowing me to get inside this classroom. I said, no, sir, that's not the reason. You are the boss of this organization, sir. Tell me. But look, I want to learn what you are doing and I want to work into that. I've heard a lot about you, a lot of changes, so I want to see. I said, okay, sir, please be seated. I started my training. I was, everyone was sitting, workshop was happening, that labels, he was sitting quietly watching everything. And then after 1 hour, I came back to him. And I was seeing he was not doing anything, he was just watching and understanding things, he was not practicing it. I said to him, sir, you didn't do anything. You came to the class, you didn't do anything. You said, I want to learn, I want to do this. But I saw you didn't do anything. But no. I've learned everything what you have shown. And I know what is possible. I know what is possible. Nobody can bluff me now. I'll go back to my office and now I'm going to make sure that all of this is happening. That is the change. Even that is the change. So never ever feel that, well, I have been outdated, I have been aged, and how will I now match with the speed? So that transformation of adaptability, transformation, and last most powerful word is innovate. Innovating in whatever we are doing. Making sure that today, the client of today, like I have been right now starting a very important initiative at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Just elected as a Central Council member, I have been given a responsibility of GCC as a convener. Anybody over you understand or ever heard about GCC? What GCC is all about? It's Global Capability Center. Now, what is Global Capability Center? Please understand, I want each and every member, and I'm going to take this as a responsibility. And trust me, this is the first time in my journey as a Central Council member in a forum of 30, 40 chartered accountants, I'm speaking for the first time about GCC. India has got 2,400 GCC today in the country. And you will not believe that not even out of 2,400, not even 30 to 40 GCC is related to FNA, that is Finance and Account Outsourcing. What GCC is and what I want all of you to look forward as a dream to have your own GCC in India is there are around 3 million accountants in the world. We are 500,000 of that. Right? But 40 to 50% of our chartered accountants are still working under GCC. Example, PwC is a GCC. Accenture is a GCC. Grant Thornton is a GCC. Morgan Stanley is a GCC. An organization which is sitting anywhere in the world is setting up their own captive unit in India, having their management control and their office it's like a white labeling of an outsourcing firm. So what I am working for last 25 years is I am working as an outsourcing entity for clients across the world. The only difference between what I am doing and what GCC is doing is that I have my own management, I have my own control system, I have my own process, I have my own procedures, my own employees, and that is not going to happen in future. Because there is a lack of trust, there is a lack of security, there is a lack of handling pressure, scalability. So GCC is now becoming very important. And with your blessings, today I am the convener, all India, of GCC for Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, with the mandate that I'm going to talk to all the organizations across the world and try to promote GCC for our chartered accountant members in this industry. But let me ask you a question. Are we ready? Or let me put it in a much better way. Are we digitally ready? When I say, are we ready, I'm not trying to insult our intelligence. I'm not trying to say that we don't understand the power of accounting, or we don't understand the concept of debit and credit. Or we have never worked. What I'm trying to say is, are we digitally ready? And let me make this a little more better. Can I see a raise of hand of any one firm or any single member who can say that I know how many works are open in my organization? Very, very basic question. I can ask 20, 30, 40 questions. Do we know which employee is doing what at any point of time? At a click of a button. Now, why am I asking these questions? Do you really think you need a solution for this? You don't need a solution for this because you know the solution. It is that journey which we want to walk in. Because if you know that question and you ask that question to yourself, how can I make my office 100% paperless? You will get the answer. Yes or no? Yes or no? You don't want to ask that question to yourself, and that's why you're not able to do it. We all want to be in that comfort zone. We all want to be into that something that whatever I've been doing for last 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, I will continue to do the same. That's why this topic becomes very important. If you tell me, all right, I want to know how to make my office paperless, I'll tell you in 2 to 3 minutes. You ask me any 100 questions, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, every answer is available. But what we are discussing now is that why this is not happening. Why do we have 76 to 78% of firm which are proprietorship? Why can't we make one of our firm as top 10 firm of the country? What is stopping us? Why can't we have, and this is possible, this is happening in India. Let me give you one more example. Most of us work on Tally. Yes. How many of us are working on cloud software? 1, 2, 3. And can we name few of them? Sorry? Webtel. Webtel is not a cloud software. It's a website. OneDrive. OneDrive is for a place to store your documents in a folder. Right? Zoho. Yes. That's one example. But what are you doing in Zoho? Books. Are you also managing CRM? Are you also managing invoice? Zoho people, Zoho, all those 50 applications which Zoho has. And they are stationed in Chennai. Right? I'm not soliciting any of them. What I'm trying to say is that, sir, please come. What is stopping us? I can tell you the answer. I can help you. I know the questions, I know the answer, I know the question, I know the answer. Sir, our client doesn't need those things. Right? Is that the answer? Let me answer you that. Why are you taking up those clients? And why are you not? Let me give you an example. I was traveling to Guwahati. And there was one person sitting next to me. And he was a client, a big short client. And we both were taking a nap. It was a 1.5 hour flight. 35, 40 minutes we slept. And then we both wake up and we started introducing each other. What are you doing? What are you doing? And somehow he came to that I'm a Central Council member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He said, sir, I have some questions for you. Please don't mind. I said, please. I said, I'm really tired with your membership. I was feeling very offended. I said, sir, what are you talking? You know, we are very highly intellectual. We are partners in nation building. We have bought so many things to the nation. Sir, all of that, I agree. But you know, sir, I'm running a company with multiple stores, with e-commerce setup, with all these SAP environment, with my invoice management, with my customer relationship management, with my human resource management. All of that are with me. I had a chartered accountant. And I had been working with him for last 20 years, 15 years. He's forcing me to stop SAP and come down to Tally. Do you think the client will listen? As soon as one particular day he finds someone, he will shift. Yes or no? What are we doing? So this is the discussion which I wanted to have with all of you. This is the thing which we want to have with you, that are we really looking forward? Are we really having a thought process of bringing that change, of working together and having that global vision of taking it forward? And that is only possible when we start taking that first step. Let me ask you one more question. We all know Excel, right? Very basic. We all know pivot tables? Yes? We all know Power Query? No. This is the challenge. I'm not saying Power Query is something which you need to know. There can be 100 different examples which I can go on saying. But why not? Power Query will allow you, imagine a situation, if you put a single transaction on Tally and your Schedule 3 gets automatically updated. Why are we not working towards efficiency of our organization? I always go back. I'm right now the vice chairman of Board of Studies Operation, managing 11 lakh students. And we are implementing SAP into our curriculum. It's going to come. And all these ITT, OT, GMCS, all these classes, SAP is going to come. I'm not here to talk about all the activities. We are trying to bring huge change in the institute curriculum and all of that. My question to all my membership is there are videos available on YouTube. There are videos available. So how it can be done is all available. It is that choice of looking into each and everything, because I go back to my team and say, if you are doing something which you had been doing for last 6 months, and you are taking that same amount of time which you had been taking in the last 6 months back, and even today you are taking the same amount of time, you are doing nothing. If that thought comes into your mind, I can tell you, you all know the answers. Everything you can do it. You can ask me as many questions as you want. Let me give you another example. Do we have timesheet in our organization? Yes. Biometric timesheet, yes. Do we measure that time taken for each and every work? Do we see who are our green, red clients? If that client I'm charging 100,000, 1 lakh rupee, and I'm spending 200 hours on that client, and this is level A, level B, level C, and if I divide and the productivity comes to 200 rupees per hour, and vis-a-vis the other client which is coming to 2,000 rupees per hour, and if I can filter that out to see, well, I want to get rid of these clients and focus on these clients and start going up the value chain. All of this is related to this topic. I have more than 30, 40 slides. I'm not even rotating. Because there's no point rotating these slides. Let's answer these questions. If you get that thought in mind, well, what am I doing? How am I doing? How am I growing my firm? How am I branding my firm? Again, that's an important topic. Do we have a website? I've got 600 clients in US, and I'm not boasting that. And all the clients I have never met, all the clients I have never solicited, all the clients are paying on the first day of the month, which means I have a negative accounts receivable. And I am a council member. I am saying everything with full authority. I have a website, and that is within the code of conduct. So if that is a myth, so can we advertise? Can we do our branding? Can we promote ourselves? Please go and study what ethics is saying, what institute guidelines is saying. Institute guideline is saying that you cannot do the push marketing. You can always have a pull marketing. The concept of push and pull. What's the difference between that? I cannot go out to the entire world in the social media to say, I am the best chartered accountant. Or I can offer it at 100 rupees, 500 rupees. That's called push marketing. But if I go in the website, in the social media to say, I'm an expert in international taxation, and I am writing articles on this, and I'm doing this, and inference is drawn. Let me give an example with example. Do you know Girish Ahuja? What is that one word which comes to your mind? Girish Ahuja? Income tax. Isn't this marketing? Is that one word associated with us? Super specialization. Let me give you one example on super specialization. 50 years back, 40 years back, we used to have Hakim. You know Hakim? They used to check your nerves and say, Aapko, you have this health problem and all of that. Then we used to have our family doctor. We used to go there and we used to say, he used to check our heart, he used to check our legs, he used to check our head, everything. One doctor for everything. We still have it. So if we get, some problems, we try to solve it with our home medicines. We have problem for 2 days, we go to a local doctor. We have problem for 5 days, we say something is a problem. Do we go to a normal doctor? Do we go to our regular family doctor? No. We go to a specialist. Why? Because now we say something is big. So who is making more money? That general doctor or the specialist? The specialist. Right? Simple thing. So I went to an eye doctor in a hospital and said, there is a problem in the eye in one of my friend. Well, sir, wait. You have an eye problem? You need an eye specialist for that. I said, yes. All right, tell me, where is the problem in the eye? That bounces me. I want an eye doctor. What is the problem in eye? How can I say? No, sir. There is a different level of specialization, even into eye. So I was reading, I said, there is a problem in the retina. So I need a retina specialist. I was just doubtful to see whether he will answer that question. Well, yeah, we have retina specialist, but then you have to tell me whether you need a left eye retina specialist or a right eye retina specialist. Yes, go into Google and see. They are separate doctors for a left eye retina specialist and a separate doctor for a right eye retina specialist. If this profession has gone to this level of specialization, when we are asked the question, we say we can do everything. Why can't we say, like Girish Ahuja, we are a master in international tax, M&A, valuation, mergers and acquisition, data analytics, international taxation, when we are the intellectual capital of the country. Why can't we choose one subject and be a super specialist on that? There are hundreds and thousands of areas. Again, coming back to that same topic, driving change. I will not go back into other slides. I don't know whether we have the sliders or not. Yes, we do. See, I have so many things to show you, but I don't want to get into all of this. These are all gyans. We say gyan. What I'm talking is all about this. So I'm not going to talk about all of this. I'm just going to discuss with you and then take you to the relevant slide which are important for you. Super specialization. And how will we achieve that? Learnings. We have learnings available. Now, how to become a super specialist? Do you have a question? No. How can I? Again a question, sir, what if I, a young member came to me and said, sir, okay, I become a data scientist. How will I get a client? Yes, see, she is laughing. Yes, this is a great question. Let me answer you. I started my journey in 1998. In 2003, I had no money. 5 years I was struggling. I went to a bank. Sir, I need 1 lakh rupee loan. He looked at me. I was a young chap. In the year 2003, I was in the age of 30s. Well, what will be the security you're going to give me? I said, no security, sir. I am the security. So he said, all right, I'll give you 1 lakh rupee. With that 1 lakh rupee, I went to US. My entire family, my entire generation never seen US. I never seen US. Took the flight, went over there. There was one single connect I had, was paying me $200 per month. For sending some PDF file, I used to put it into the bank and I used to get paid for that. There was no video call that time. There was no video call. I was never able to see his face. We were not knowing much, just a call. When he used to call me, I never used to understand what he's speaking because that English was not, I was not understanding the accent 20 years back. After 3 minutes, I was only watching, okay, my bill is increasing, my bill is increasing. And then at the end, I used to say, sir, whatever you have said, please send an email on that. So this is how the communication used to happen. How will you get that to work? I'm answering you that question. How will you get that to work? And that's the question which we all need to learn and understand today. Phishing. Went over there, met him, and I said, sir, I want to grow myself. Great. What will you do? So whatever you're doing, I'm going to watch it and I'll make it work for you. I used to see whatever he was doing, we all can do. Yes, here I can say we all know better than any accountants in the world. Seriously, yes. My son is in Boston today, Northeastern University. He says, how will I clear my CA inter? But he also says, sir, this year, Papa, I'll become a certified public accountant. That's the level of our chartered accountancy. So we know everything. So the content, knowledge, intellectuality is not a problem. The problem is our inner push. And how will I go into that? Let me do one step at a time. Organize yourself. Be digitally ready. You ask me, sir, what are those 10 things you will tell me to be digitally ready? I can tell you. Do you want to know? Yes. Will you do it? Yes. Will you become paperless? Are you paperless? Even after COVID, you're not paperless. What is stopping you? No one. There was one, okay, I'm just trying to make it a little interesting for all of you. So there was one very senior person, everyone in Eastern India and across, they enjoy my conversation. So he called me one day, Sanjib, I've tried my best, I'm not able to make my office paperless. What should I do? I said, sir, do one thing. Tell me a secret magic. I said, go inside the server, pull the hard disk, get into your drawer, lock it, and keep the key in your pocket. He did it. Everyone start coming to his room. Sir, 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 please, 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 sir, 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 please, please. In 3 days, office was paperless. If the government of India can make themselves paperless, why can't we? Everything is available online. Everything, the documents, all what you are receiving from the government is online. Give me one instance. Your assessment is faceless. That you always print, na? That I'm not saying don't print anything, but you have a stack of files sitting in your office. You use it when you need it. Right? We are making all examination paperless. I am introducing a system, and if the council approves, I'm trying to share with all of you, where the paper checking will be done through artificial intelligence. You write anywhere with your handwriting. It will recognize and will give marks for it. To save it, I said, okay, we'll have the paper setter who will check what the artificial intelligence is giving, and then you confirm, and then only it will go. They said, okay, now we understand you. I'm trying to convince them to that level. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are going to, go to a pizza. What is good over here, sir? Yes, today morning I had this filter coffee. I loved it. But dosa, masala, idli, sambar, dosa, very good. You go in the restaurant and you have it full. You get a bill, 340 rupees. You pay it. What will you do with that bill? You come, you give it to your accountant. I say, enter this in tally. Imagine a situation. You have gone there, you have done this process. I go to the same restaurant, I got that 340 rupees bill, I just take a picture of it. Everything is happening automatically. It will enter into my accounting system, he will get paid, my bank will be reconciled without any human intervention. You have softwares like Zoho can do that. There are hundreds of software. How this is possible? Let me give you the logic, because you all are chartered accountants. You take a picture, it is taking the image. In the image, the software will automatically identify what is the name of the vendor, what is the date, what is the amount, what is the item. Now you will ask me a question, Sanjay, hold on a sec. How it will understand what will get credited? What will get debited? How will that software understand? We all are chartered accountants. Well, they go and back and see the history of this vendor. What is the GL code in the history of that transaction? Well, this is the first time I'm visiting the restaurant. Okay. It will give you a suggestion. Or it will give you a blank. You just fill it once. For the entire life, whenever you're going to that restaurant, that will always be GL coded to that. Automation. Visiting card, you click a photo, your name can be anywhere in the card. Your mobile number can be anywhere in the card, in any font, any style, any type, even handwritten. It will capture and it will fill your database. You have that software in your mobile phone. This is called, how many of you are DISA qualified? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this technology called of recognizing the image and putting that into a database? OCR. Optical character recognition. Document intelligence. DocuSign. Let me ask you one more question. What I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. What I'm trying to make you feel is, let's understand the first topic once again. These are not important. Only this is important. Change. Change, change, change. We all have pen drives. Yes. Now you understand what I'm trying to drive. Where is your pen drive? With one accountant sitting in your place. Not only my pen drive, sir, all my client pen drive is with him. You know what we are trying to do over here? You have gone through this data privacy and protection. At any point of time you can be sued. What is the password management system we have? We all want to work for international clients. Do we have SOPs for any of the work which we are doing? See, with all my presentation, I'm giving you all the solutions. Most of you are noting it down, most of you are not noting it down. Do we have SOPs for any work which we do? Do we have checklist? Do we have reference materials? You know, there was one question which one of the member called me and said, Sanjeev, I have a problem. I'm a mid-sized firm. I get an employee, I train him for 1 year and then he left. You have all the solution. Give me what should I do in this case. I said, very simple. You know Zoom, you know virtual training, right? You know how to create a Zoom platform. Tomorrow you go start your Zoom and you are the only speaker in that Zoom. There is no audience. Hit the record and say, today I'm going to show you how to do a tax audit. And you do that in that Zoom for 20 minutes. Record that video, take a file, put that in a folder, create 20 videos like that. In the folder, all the employees coming in, please see this video before you start your work. Automation, 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 automation. Huh? Not getting staff. Okay. So I want these questions to come. Well, how many of you have taken Naukri.com? How many of you are using HR consulting services? Do you have a staff in your, do you have a offer letter in your office? Do you have appointment letters? Do you have inductions? Do you have induction process? No. Do you have every month 7 days training plan for your office? Do you have, different environments working for them? I can come out question. You'll say, well, I understand why my team is not coming to my office. You have to understand why he wants to work in your office. You have to create environment like that. He has a choice to go into this and you. How can he be with you and not with them is what you need to plan. And it's not just salary. So if you want to get into that topic, I can speak for an hour on that topic. Give me a problem, I'll give you a solution. People will be lining up for you to work in your company if you create that environment. We still want to work in that 70-30 rule. Imagine working in a 30-70. You understand what I'm trying to talk? You understand what 70-30 means? No? 70% profit. Make that 30%, everyone is running for you. And your company will grow like this. Think of this firm as a startup. And you are better than a startup because you have the trust. You can get inside anyone's client. You can invest on young chartered accountants and you don't make money for 3 years. And you talk to me after 3 years. I've got 10 chartered accountants, 10 specialization, 10 domains in across the country, and I'm making a lot of money now. But we want to work on 70-30. We are scared. We are used to it. Driving change. Everything which we are doing, we need to change. Change. If we really want to see that vision, if we really want to see that we want to be someone like, let me give one more example. Bimal Jain. Heard of this name? Anybody? Huh? GST. See? Madhukar Hiragange from your area. So, why are we not attaching that word to our name? In Eastern India and now in the country, people are telling me as a technology man, a visionary person. I'm trying to build on that, on how we can take our practice to the next level. I started with that small $200. Today we have 100 people. Still, it's not about success. It's about that satisfaction. I can take it to 500 people, 5,000 people. Numbers is not important. But do we have satisfaction that we have complete control? Imagine a situation. Do we maintain a white box or a black box? Let me give you an example. If a client calls you and say, what happens to my work? What will you do? You don't even know who the client is. You don't even know how much he's paying for. I'm just giving an example. It can be right or not. And then you call, hey, listen. Who is working on this client? Come here. Bring his file. Show me what is happening. And then you work like a fire engine. How we work as a fire engine is, when there is a fire, we all get into it. That's why we, work the whole night during due dates and all. We don't follow a regular calendar. And that brings up a very interesting story which I wanted to share with you, just on the mindset. I was in US in one of the office, almost 20 years back, very young kid walking around. And there was a big room with no partition. There was one single person. Was having a big belt with all those screwdrivers, all those tools, And he was building walls. He was building furniture. One person in the entire floor building the office. Everything plug and play and fittings and everything. I was very excited. I said, in India, we need 20 people, then 3 supervisors, 1 managers, everyone yelling at each other, and still the work is not happening. I was thinking in myself. And this one person, nobody's watching him. Nobody is seeing him. He's building this entire office. So I was alone, no work. Little work I used to get. So I used to do it. Then I was free. I was just running around. So he was working. I was behind him. So he goes there. I was behind him, just watching what he's doing. I was excited about it. 45 minutes, 1 hour back, my client walked in the office. Sanjib, what are you doing? I said, what did I do? I didn't even spoke to him. I didn't do anything. But look at his face. He's mad. He has red face. He's seriously mad at you. I said, I never even talked to him. Why is he mad at me? What did I do? Bola, you are keeping an eye on him. He feels that you are a supervisor to him. He feels that you are a CCTV to him. I said to him, and this is very, very blunt, and I used to say in my office, that in India, in my country, if I don't have a CCTV, people don't work. If I don't have invigilation, no pushing, no follow-ups, there is no work happening. So how can we bring those ownership culture in our organization is what our leadership is all about. Driving change. How can we bring that brand, that experience, that motivation? And if you come up with those 100 questions, you know the answer. Trust me, you know all the answers. You may need some guidance. You may need someone to call. You may ask few questions, but you can get the answer. The problem, we don't want to change. Right? And transform and make a unique experience for our client that they know. So what are we doing today? If we get a work, we don't get work. How many of us are working, getting a work on email with attachments? Everyone? We don't work like that. How can we stop that? Simple answer, OneDrive, link generated, send the link to that person, auto-generated. How many of us are working on Google Sheets, Google Drive, and then Google Docs together? 1, 2, 3. Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Sheets, 4. Little. How many are marrying these 3 to give a solution? Not a single. Let me give you an example. If I don't give you an example, you will not feel motivated. What's the purpose behind it? We chartered accountants always want to find a reason. If I do this, what is my benefit? If I don't see the benefit, I will not do it. Let me show you a simple example. You have 5,000 clients. You want to send a statement of account at a click of a button to all your 5,000 clients. You have a Google Sheet with all the data, your client name, their email addresses, their statement, their balances, all of that in a Google Sheet. Yes. You have a Google Doc which can have a template of the statement of accounts. You can have a mail merge of Google Sheet and Google Doc. You can then merge a Gmail with that. All this can be learnt in 2.5 minutes in a YouTube video where you can say integrating Gmail, Google Docs and Google Sheet. Integrating Google Doc, Google Sheet and Google Intrasite. What will happen? You click that button, automatically each and every person account will be picked up, mail merged, PDF converted, email address is also there, Gmail will send with that personalized message, dear Mr. Sanghi, we have this balance. Again the mail merge answer is coming, this, and we are attaching this PDF file for your reference. How many of us are giving these solutions to our clients? This is just an iota. I could give you thousands and thousands of examples. Are we really looking into that direction of providing these kind of services to our client? How we can help them grow? How we can help them save their cost? How we can bring more efficiencies into whatever they are doing? Are we having these as a mindset? So I welcome Sarita. She is my partner. She has also traveled here. How can we do all of that? It's a thought process. We have to think. And this is not in competition with whatever you're doing. You can do GST. Nobody is stopping. You can do audit. But do it with a different methodology. Do it with a difference. Do it with an experience. Do it with a system. With an audit tool. Power BI. I was talking about Intrasite. Anyone who is doing Google Intrasite? No. And all of this, madam, You can just type in, I'm not saying go and pay some cost, this, that. Go into YouTube, go into google.com, go into udemy.com, go into coursera.com. You'll find 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 300 rupees, all the videos available with case studies, with a speaker who is better than me, training you on all of this. Intrasite is your company's intrasite, wherein you can have, all your attendance, you can have all your, policies, you can have all your checklist, you can have all your videos, you can have all your letters, all your templates, everything. You do it in Google, you do it in Docs, you do it in Excel, you do it there, all the links saved over here. You have that one single page which is accessed only by your team. They don't come back to you for each and every small little things. Go and download from there, go and download from there, go and download. So one single window, you can do it for your entire office. I want to have a 5-minute question, then again I'll start. Anything which is coming in your mind. I don't know whether I'll come back very soon, but this is an opportunity where you can talk about any operational issues in your organization, whether it's about getting employees, retaining employees, motivating employees, managing client, getting client. How many of us are networking? Let's talk more on getting clients. Right, ma'am? How many of us are going into different seminars, events and doing networking? How many of us are basically having a CRM software installed in their office? How many of you believe that if you have a website, you'll get a client? How many of you have a website? And what that website says, my name is Sanjib Sanghi, I have 5 partners, I have 6 branches, I have these things. Do you think you'll get a client with that? Where is the specialization into this? What is actually you are doing over there? What is your credentials? How will people come forward to you and say, well, I know this firm, they have so many, your team photographs where they are enjoying, your client putting in testimonials, certifications, explaining how exemplary services you are doing. And then you have a list of people who you are targeting. So are we focusing on working on one particular industry or one particular service? Otherwise, what are we becoming? We are becoming that Hakim ji or that general doctor who is trying to sort out many things. So the first thing is to decide where I want to specialize. And if we think that now it's not my time to specialize, have a team of people who can specialize and invest on them. Be a multinational store, be a Walmart, to have 10 young chartered accountants and identify them that you specialize on this, you specialize, and then we have one big firm who is working on that. And then meet those people, show them the solutions, show them the pain points, show them your entire SOPs of how you're working around. People are looking for that one-stop solution. People are looking for that experience. We are not happy to pay 100 rupees to a local, dosa wala, but we are very happy to pay 500 rupees to Taj. Very, very happy. So we have to understand why. Why we are happy to pay them and not to him? What is the difference? That same ingredients, same thing. The difference is that experience, that trust, that journey, the presentation. How many of us are giving a right invoice? And let me ask you a question. If I go to a dosa, again I'm talking about dosa more and more because I understand that dosa is something which we eat every day. So we have 50, 60, 70 different types of dosa. Yes or no? Paper butter masala dosa, Mysore dosa, rava dosa, podi dosa. Can anybody all together can give me 10 different type of services which you do? All of us together. If I create a menu of services and say, Give me 10 individual items which you do. You know, when I was sitting in 200 people room, they say, sir, we don't even create an invoice. And even if we create an invoice, we know very well we'll write income tax, we'll write tax audit, we'll write GST filing. But if you go into those 500 websites of chartered accountant who are top 500, I'm not talking about going to Big Four, but those 500 websites of chartered accountant who you think have 20, 30, 40 partners, who have presence, who have recent 10, 15, 20, 50 crores of top line, go and see their services. Go into their website and see what services they are performing. Are we aligning ourselves to that? And are we really not knowing what they are doing? We do know. It's just the way they have presented it as rava paper masala dosa. It's that same dosa, but in a better format. Auditing and assurance. You know, how can we get into that? Is what we need to ask ourselves. How we can do that. Then we can say, we can go back to the world and say, we are ready. And we are digitally ready. And this is what our team is. Now again, important question for again that lady sitting over there. Sir, you get me work, I will get all of this done. Right? That was one question which I was asked. The cash 22. What will come first? First I will change, or first I will get the client? What do you think should be the right answer? So there was one gentleman called Amitav Kothari. And I'm giving you this example because these are my real life experiences. 25 years back, he used to have something. How he used to make, he never gave in that formula to anyone. But he used to make made in Singapore. The office is in Calcutta. Production is happening in Calcutta, but labeling as made in Singapore. And that way, the prices is 5 times more. And it is all legal. He used to have that formula. You know, I don't want to tell you how he did it, what he did it. So he was famous for that. So I was again a very young kid. I used to ask a lot of questions. You know, inquisitivity is very, very important to get to that level. Ask as many questions as you can. So I said, sir, you tell me, I'm very inspired with you, how you have got to this level, this, that. Tell me your journey. But Sanjeev, even I was struggling. He started sharing me a very interesting story that the Big Four approached him again 20 years back. So this is 40 years back story. And that time it was not like what Big Four is today. So they said, I'm going to give you this 15 people job. This is the scope, this is the mandate, this is what you are supposed to do, this is the turnaround time, this is the delivery deadlines, this is what we are going to do. There are 4-5 pages document with all the terms mentioned on it. And he was very happy with my performance, my intellectual thing, and we were supposed to sign that paper. And then as soon as I was signing the paper, he asked me a very simple question. He asked me a question, is your setup ready? And I answered him, sir, I am entering into a term with you. My setup is not ready, but I am committed to it. If you sign this, I'm going to get it done within the deadline. That is my problem. That is my challenge. I will do it. He took the paper back. Sorry, I can't give you this work. Sir, why? You don't have a mindset. You want to work first and then you want to work on it is not a mindset. I want to work with people who are into this, who have the system, who believe in it, who have the technology, who have the investment, who have the furnitures, who have the infrastructure, who have all of that. Would I not prefer that person or person who says, give me work and then I will do all of this? Give me a choice. What are we waiting for? To get that work and then we will change? Oh, we want to bring that change and then go for asking work. That's all I have. So let me just quickly check if I missed anything. Productize. This is what I was talking about, masala dosa. You know, productize your service. New avenues, social media, experience. How you are giving a real good experience to a client in terms of quality, in terms of cost, in terms of transparency. When I talk about transparency, they need to know what they have sent to you, what is happening to that work, when is that work getting delivered, who is delivering it, who is the final authority, who should they call if they have any questions. A clarity on everything, which is called activity logs or user access log. Each and every person working in your organization so exactly have a trail of what they have done in that file. Are we building those systems wherein in that particular file, in that tally, in that Zoho, in that software or in that work, whoever has worked on those things is all recorded automatically. Mr. X in your office has gone in and added this. Mr. Y in your organization has gone and deleted these 5 transactions. Do we have those activity and access logs? Complete clarity, complete trust, complete framework. We don't want to go into the kitchen and see what is happening inside. For the food which you want to have, you love it. But imagine a kitchen. Today, open kitchen is very popular. In international place, you can see people cooking right in front of you, and you enjoy that experience. They are cooking right in front of you in each and every table. They have restaurants like that who cook right in front of you, and we love it. But when we get to our office, we don't want the client to know what we are doing. These are all his subject, he's the boss. Dashboards. 1 minute manager. Clients wants to know that all my systems gets connected and I get to know a bird's eye view of my entire organization in 1 minute. Can we build that system? Let me make you understand this. How much time I have? Okay, 10 more minutes. We all have read newspaper. We are reading newspaper. What do you think is an average read time of a newspaper? 15 minutes. Ma'am? 10 minutes. 30 minutes. Wow. Anyone else? Not even 15 seconds. Average time. You may be taking 30 minutes, but the general users are not putting in 15 seconds time. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And what catches their attention? Something which is very interesting. Something which is the bold letter. Something with a beautiful graph. Something which is very connecting to them. Then they will spend that 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Otherwise, right? The attention span of people are declining day by day. If I come up here, listen, I am Sanjib Sanghi and I am going to talk this, you all start talking to each other. The attention span has decreased, so we have to get more creative. We have to be more analytic. We have to be more informative, right? More analytic, more critical, more decision based, more thinking. All of that comes into play. So then, if you give them a 30-page report, sir, this is your balance sheet. Sir, this is your trial balance. Sir, this is your internal audit report. Great. Do you think they are going to read all of that? But if you give them a colorful dashboard, which has information in an infographic format, information in a graphical format, which says, and that is very intelligent, which connects with all the system which they have, their CRM, their HRMS, their accounts, their supply, their purchase, their inventory, all that gets connected. And then all of that turns out into those 10 information which I need to know as the owner of the organization on a regular basis or on a real-time basis. Great value you can give to the client, and you can charge as much as you want, and there is no competition in it. Yes or no? I hope these are getting visualized by all of you. Look like a stock market. If you present their company's financial position just like a stock market, and they can refresh that, 20 people in my office, this is their production metrics, they are incapable, this is income, they can see all of that live. If we can build some systems like that involving some technocrats, some good people with our, we are the interior decorators, we are the internal architect of the organization, because we understand business better than anyone else. We understand the objectives of the business better than anyone else. We know what we want. We know what the client wants. We just don't do it. Why? Again, going back to that same slide. Adaptability. We don't want to change. We know all of this. Nobody sitting over here. Like, I'm a proud member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I'm proud of my chartered accountant. We are really highly intellectual. Nobody else can say to me, we don't know it. We may not know the methods of it, but the concept, the objectives, what business wants, 100% we know. See, all these are tools. You can research, you can do projects, you can creative, all of these simple things. I don't want to touch all of this. Skills, yes. I have started a series called Run 100. I want you to take one of the session on that. In my board of studies operation, I want everyone to run. I repeat this word. Now, I don't know what you understand by run. Well, Sanjeev came over here and want me to run. Run is, when we are looking for this developed economy, we have a long distance and a very short time. We are aspiring in the next 25 years to achieve it. So I have learned some very basic formula. What is that formula, sir? Speed is equals to distance divided by time. So if we increase the speed, only then it is possible. So if you want to increase the speed, we have to run. And what is that run? Reskilling, upskilling, and new skill. That is what we need to do. So we have started with this 100 webinars on new skills every Tuesday and Friday at Institute for all our students. I've done it, run 75 for our members. Even you can join that webinar if you want to. There's so much data available in Digital Learning Hub, in YouTube, in Go. So knowledge is no more a challenge today. It's about sitting every day for an hour and just learning. As rightly said by P.R. Ramesh, the past chairman of Deloitte, that always, till you die, always be in a beta mode. Always be in a learning mode. So upgrade your skills, automate your task, have your digital presence, and make tech your best friend. That's all I have from now. It's very simple. I would love to have questions if you have. I'll be very happy to answer. Either you understand everything or I make you totally confused. But I want to see my profession, my world of institute go very high. I want to see that India and Institute of Chartered Accountants be the accountants for the entire world. I want to see that we will, and we are, and we will be the intellectual capital, the financial capital where we can work. And trust me, in spite of saying so many things what we are not doing, let me tell you what we are doing. Nobody in this world, I have worked with so many accountants across the world, they don't understand what is debit and what is credit. You give them the trial balance, they will not understand or make any sense out of it. They will never understand a balance sheet. They don't understand the concept of accruals. They don't understand the basic elementary system of accounting. We know all of that. We know all of that. Even while they file the tax returns, they don't know the basic fundamentals behind it. They don't know tax planning. Everything is taken up by softwares. So we have that intellectual role. These small things, if we just realign ourselves into these small things and just create that digital office, that digital infrastructure in our organization. We spend crores and crores of rupees in our office. Wonderful furniture, wonderful thing. But we don't want to spend 1 lakh rupee on the digital presence, on the digital infrastructure. Well, I want a software for free. I don't want to pay for these users. I've got 20 people. Why will I pay every month for this, subscription? That needs to change. Calculate that and see the value behind it. Calculate it and see how this is important. You remember, in my times, in fact, most of the people who are, 30 years, 40 years, give me a computer, load everything into it. Load Tally into it, load Microsoft, everything free. Give me a computer with everything into it. Can we do that today? Can we work on a pirated system? Can we work on a system which don't have a virus, antivirus, good antivirus loaded into it? Can we work on a system wherein we are still working on a desktop with all the files spread in front of the screen? Can we work like that? And then we say that employees are not being retained by us, employees are leaving, we are not getting employees. Are we giving them that experience which they look forward to? Is what a question we need to ask ourselves and see that if I have a child, will that child be motivated to work in my office? If my child is motivated to work in my office, anybody in this world can work in my office. So with that, thank you all so much for a wonderful hearing. I'm so thrilled to be at Chennai. Thank you. This clap really makes a lot of sense to me. And I promise all of you that whatever tenure I get, at least this 4 years, nobody can take from me. We will bring change to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Thank you.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please. Please be very clear. Yeah.
You are comparing everything with US. US population is, our population is 5 times more than US population.
Correct.
On one aspect.
Correct.
We have got more human resources.
Yes.
Another thing, if you wanted to do all these Google Docs and other things, we should have a technical background. Our article people are coming from a commerce background. They don't have that much knowledge.
Correct.
To assimilate all these things.
Correct.
In such a situation, that Board of Studies itself should introduce coding and other things in the articleship stage itself.
So,
That it will be meritorious.
So I'll answer you all this question in a very quick manner, sir. You're absolutely right.
Sir, I can answer this.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, the advanced ITT, by the way, I'll introduce myself. I'm Ramajayam. I'm a faculty for advanced ITT and artificial intelligence and technology related areas. Advanced ITT course has been revamped, introducing Python. The first time in the history of CA, Python has been introduced in the CA syllabus last month onwards.
We are coming up with SAP also.
Oh, really?
In next 2 months.
Yeah, so that I'm actually in the next room. Today, maybe we just started. So people will try to automate and do all this stuff. Maybe after the next 6 months, you'll get articles. But at the same time, this is introduced in the advanced ITT, not in the ITT, which is done at the starting stage of articleship, but more likely in few months.
So sir, that's a very, so Board of Studies Operations is giving you the overview of everything. We can make people come in front of the water. They have to drink, they have to take it, one. Second thing, when you talk about population and everything, this is a benefit to us. That's why we have GCC. That's why that's why Big Four is having thousands and thousands of people working.
So in that aspect also I want to say.
Yes.
See, Big Four, they are having so much revenue. Here we are, see, I am in practice for nearly 28 years. The networking of firms should be in such a way, everybody should get a decent audit.
Let me answer you this question once again. Sir. Sir, getting audit or creating a value, which one is more better? Gone are the days, sir. Gone are the days. I'm not from this region, I can bluntly say this. Other council members will not be able to bluntly say this because of political reason. But why do we need audit? Why do we want to get and certify something where we have not given any value? Why can't we go back to a client and say, you have these 10 problems and I'm going to solve this problem for you? So far as learning is concerned, everything is available on internet, sir. You sit with me for 5 minutes. You have all the resources available. All what I have spoken is all available on internet with a better speaker in a better case study, free of cost. Better than him, better than me.
No, sir, that you are saying from the knowledge point of view.
Yes.
I am saying from the revenue point of view.
From the revenue point of view, if I know something, I come to you and say, sir, you have 10 leakages in your organization, I can solve it for you. You know, you are managing your client this manner. I will introduce a system which will get it done this way. You have a supply chain system which is not, it is taking you 20 days. I can get it done in 2 days. We have one person who is only into electrical audits, sir. He goes and walks into any organization, any factory and says, what is your bill? What is this? I go back to the management and say, I will save 5 lakh for you on an annual basis. Can you pay me 50,000? I'm just giving examples, sir. If you think of leakages, if you think of value, you go back to the client and say, these are 10 problems you have and I'm there to solve it for you. Everyone will run after you, sir. But if you say, please tell me, imagine a situation if an employee walks to your office and comes to you and says, sir, tell me what I need to do. Option A. Option B, an employee walks into your office and says, sir, these are 10 problems in your office. I'm going to work on it and next 15 days, I'm going to give you a solution for this. Which one will you prefer? Approach, change of approach, sir. The world has changed. It is all about value. It's about value chain system, how we can increase the bottom line of a client. We cannot be a cost center for a client. We have to be a profit center for a client. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.